This is Spill the Sauce podcast with
Sam Hastings with Sam Sauce.
and Radi from Fire.
Let's keep spilling that good stuff.
All right, I believe that we are live on this John. Welcome back, everybody, to Spill the Sauce podcast. This is 2024. I believe we haven't uploaded a single episode yet. So I honestly, I kind of want to do a real quickie today and just put this out like right now. Today's Tuesday, January 30th of 2024. And it's 9 a.m.
Yeah, people can't say we missed a whole month now.
Yeah, no, if we do this today, we made it to the month.
But no, this month's been a little crazy. A lot of new things.
You need to stop. You need to stop. You need a proper intro. You need to not talk. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I am Radi Fernandez from Faya, and I am honored to be here as a co-host of Spill the Sauce with my buddy and friend and like super famous star and rock star and like the most awesome sauce maker in the world and Mr. Chef, Mr. New Daddy, Mr. Samuel motherfucking Hastings.
Well, thanks, big dog. It's you're too kind, but yeah, shit's wild. This whole month's been nuts.
Tell me about your month. Tell me about the month, because people listening now, they're like, what is he talking about? I'm gonna give you a hint. It's a hot one. It's a really hot hint. It's a hot one. Sam made it to hot ones, everybody. He's got Smokey J on the lineup.
I thought you meant the baby is the hot one.
Oh, I mean, all things are hot right now.
Dude, yeah, this month started as like early January. My wife and I were expecting our child any day. Like, it could be any day. I mean, I was still doing like a coffee talk, and I was like, hey, Roddy, we could maybe record. And he's just like, aren't you supposed to have a baby today? I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know, but let's plan accordingly. But then it was Friday morning, kind of shit went down. And then we went to the hospital, and it was like a 25-hour kind of process until, this little baby girl was delivered January 13th at 3:46 a.m. And then not even a week after that, that's when this like hot ones thing peaked out, like, hey, guess who's gonna be on it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I kind of forgot about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's crazy. I can't even imagine. At the same time as having a baby, that's chaotic.
It's insane, because I mean when I first was like talking to the powers that be, they were talking about this season and this airtime, and I'm thinking, holy shit, that's when we're gonna have a baby. That's a lot. It's a lot. And then our first little checkup with her to see how everything was going was when they actually released like the season 10 or the season 23 lineup. And it was on the exact same time. Like, it was 10 a.m. my time when it released, 10 a.m. appointment, which was kind of fun, because it's like we're like sitting at the appointment, I'm looking at my watch and it's just blowing up. I'm just smiling because I can't really respond to anything yet.
That's awesome, dude. That's amazing.
Then when we got home, then we actually got to watch it much later.
So now that you've done it, you had to deal with hot ones. Can you just from more like a now personal experience, kind of like tell how the process is a little bit, and like the time that it took you, and like all that stuff, and like whatever details you can share.
Dude, let's spill it. I mean, there's not much I don't think I can share now. I tell people like as always, this shouldn't be like the one and only thing you strive for, because there's so much more out there. There's so much, I want to say better opportunities, because this is a great opportunity, but more ways for, more notice, more like means of business attraction, because not everybody likes hot sauce. I can say this first episode with Sydney Sweeney, it's not even a week old, and it's over like 2 million views. I probably got maybe 20 followers out of it. But I'm still super fortunate. I'm stoked from the opportunity, but it's not the end all be all. It's like what you do with it. Like everyone has mentioned, it just opens the doors. But I mean, if you're not continually grinding, you ain't getting shit. But the whole process, it was about. I've been sending in samples like a lot of you guys for years. And last spring, one of the guys actually reached out to me on Instagram. Was like, hey, really like this sauce. These two sauces. We don't do xanthan gum. You'd have to go woozy. Would you be interested in changing it. And I'm like looking at the name and I'm like secretively like messaging other people on Hot Ones that have been on, being like, hey, who are the people you got to talk to get on? And they name dropped a few names. And I'm like, okay, it checks out. This is legit. Because I was like, who the fuck's this guy? But no, that's Mimo. He's the dude that does all the tasting.
Yep.
And once again, people are just like, well, how do you do this? Right on the Heatonist page website, there is information for submitting, sending sauces. So it's very easy in that sense. But just, stick with it. But anyways, then I did some tweaks, sent them in some test bottles. They received them. They liked everything. And I didn't hear anything all summer, all like early fall. And then it was like late September, might have been like early October. I get another message and I'm just like, okay, cool. And then they wanted to like chat again. I was like, okay, sweet. And then, they're talking about numbers. Like, can you scale this up? And I had a very brief time to figure out, can I do this? It would have been sweet to do it with my boy Hayden, cooking outdoors. He's one of my OG smoke man. But that bitch just got back from Dubai. He took like a month vacation and he is crushing it at his new chef gig. And to tell him this later after the fact, I'm like, buddy, you would have had to straight up quit your job. And I don't think that would have been a good idea, to make this happen because it was large numbers. But then I had to find a co-packer. And yeah, full transparency, dude, fucking Carlos, Chile Lengua de Fuego. I could not have done this without him. He has been extremely helpful. Super fortunate to have met him in Albuquerque a few years ago. But yeah, like that was nuts.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know that he helped you out like with so you had a manufacturer by him, right?
Mm-hmm. So I sent him some bottles immediately to Honduras so he knows what he's dealing with. And then he like immediately drop shipped me like 3 different samples back. And right off the bat, he sent them some to Heatonist too. And Heatonist and I were on the phone and we both agreed like we liked the same variation that Carlos was doing. They're all great, all very similar. But it is different scaling upwards. But honestly, for those guys that have bought it from Heatonist or got the new Smokey J, the smoke is a little different. It's Honduran white oak. It's not cherry wood because, you can only imagine importing cherry wood to Honduras. It would have probably been like a $28 bottle of hot sauce. It would just from the wood. It's insane.
Yeah, but, it would have been way too expensive.
Yeah, but the white oak, it comes through. The smoke's there. It's big. The only difference is it's a different sweetness. We did agave opposed to honey upon Heatonist request. I didn't have to, but they were saying something with Australia. They do not allow import with honey for some reason. Australia is fucking weird. But they're just like, you don't have to, but this gives you more opportunities. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. And then Carlos was able to get some awesome organic agave. And then it's just the smoke. Otherwise, the new sauce as is. The consistency is a little different from what you'd expect, but it's banging. I'm stoked. I'm thrilled. I beyond expectations, honestly, with how fantastic of a sauce it is. It gave Mark Hot Sauce Guide is a big Smokey J fan, and he's like, I still give this like 10 out of 10. Like what it's not lacking anything, which was badass. I loved hearing that because it gives me the faith that maybe being a dad, this might take a little weight off my shoulders. And yeah, people have seem to be digging it, man.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Yo, it's a great time right now for like the hot sauce industry and for like all of us. And like speaking of all that now, like let's talk about a little bit about this like new Hulu show that we had like already like previously mentioned, but like it finally came out, it finally dropped, and we got to see. Have you seen the entire thing yet?
I have not. And then big shout out to Brandon Swear with the swear word. He's having Troy Primo on the episode tonight.
Oh, nice.
January 30th, and I'm like, you know what? About fucking time, because Troy reached out to me for the swear words first episode. He's like, hey, you should do this. I'm like, why don't you? He's like, I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Obviously he wanted to wait for the show to be released before he jumped on, but the show is cool. I haven't finished it all. It sucks because it's like, dude, we love it for what it is. We understand what's going on, but there is this like great divide and people are pissy and
yeah,
it's like, dudes, this isn't for, it really isn't for the pepper community. It isn't. It's for the general public.
But
And
I
it's
think that the way that
you know?
the way that some of those things were portrayed and like the way that some of the things were said just like makes it a little bit like too hard on the actual like division bit, like like it was a little like troublesome, I guess, in some ways.
Well,
you
like
know
they kept quoting like, like hats off to Johnny Scoville. The dude's a beast. He reviews tons of sauces, tons of pods, but comments were made like, if he gives you the tip of the hat, like this could be like a monumental business and all this stuff. And I know it's TV. I have nothing negative to say about the show whatsoever. But a lot of that stuff was portrayed to, spruce things up. I mean, people like that are in the business, they know, dude, we're not rolling money hand over fist. Doesn't matter who says your sauce is good or not. But it was like,
yeah
it's a show, man. And it was extremely entertaining. We got to see all of our buddies on it. It was
yeah
fucking sweet, dude. I want it. I want more. I want season 2. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Araya, Bobby, fucking Troy Primo, Vic Klinko, all these people that we've met, that we've hung out with. It's just like really cool. And like it's like, oh, it's a really interesting, like cool thing to just see like all of our buddies and friends, that people that you actually like know in person, just like on this really amazing, well-produced TV show. It
It's
was really
done
awesome.
really well. And like our girl, Araya Chilipino, she's going to be knocking shit out of the fucking park.
Hell
And
yeah.
then Bobby, I mean, I know Troy, like this was huge. I mean, Hot Ones is sweet, but like, being on like a big Hulu series like this is like monument. This is huge exposure. And it just sheds a better light on the industry. I'm all for it. I just tell everybody that's all pissed off about it, that's in the pepper community, you're probably upset because you weren't involved. So suck it up, Buttercup.
I have a question, and if you can't talk about it, don't say anything. We can just move on immediately. That thing that was happening in Tennessee when we got there early, is that something that is already like out? Can you talk about it? Are we gonna see that somewhere? What's happening?
That's something too, because it's just like no NDA was signed. It was I know I'm not supposed to like talk great about it, but
Because I don't even know what you were doing, other than like you got fucked with a pepper.
I don't really know. This is what I can say that I've heard from other people. Is it's supposedly like a YouTube video, a YouTube series that might be released in the spring. I believe that whole thing is already finished recording. I haven't heard anything else though, but I believe Steve Seabury was heavily involved, as well as Ed Curry later on jumped on. But it seemed like I kept hearing like, well, this was their take on the pepper people or the Superhots, because they weren't in it. And I'm just like, I don't think that's the case. And then I heard other people like, well, they want to pitch this to Netflix to see how the Hulu thing goes. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. I'm not expecting any of that. I just think it's going to be a cool YouTube series that's going to come out where they did. You remember Illinois Hot Sauce Expo? There was like the same thing. There was a stage where people did a hot sauce battle, and we ran into individuals, we'll say, are nameless, and they're just looking at me like, dude, I fucked up, man. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're just burning up. So then when I got the call to, hey, you want to do this weird hot sauce battle? I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do it. But I know nothing outside of it. I hope it sees the light of day. I don't think it's going to be great for me. I made a terrible sauce because I had to eat a Carolina Reaper and died and just gave up halfway through, basically. and it's going to be great how they edit it, because our power went out every like 3 minutes and I wasn't able to do anything. And I'm just like, dude, I wanted to do a lot with that sauce, to develop a lot of flavors rather than just like throw shit in the pot, warm it up, blend it, done. No, I wanted to like caramelize, deglaze, and it ain't happening on a like a park with a plastic 6-foot fold out table and an induction burner.
Yeah, no, I think those conditions were less than ideal in the way that we were that was being shot, in the way that I
I don't
saw.
think it was food. What would you call it? I don't think it was up to code.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. It was like out in the wild, pretty much in the middle of this downtown area in Nashville. So
Yeah, I would hope it's gonna be cool, because I did hear whoever won out of each grouping, I think they went to Pucker Butts City for like the finale or something, and that was supposed to be January. See, I'm not really. I don't know. Maybe we'll hear something out of it. Maybe we won't. I hope because I mean, I don't know. We will see. But right now, straight clueless about it.
All right. Um. Yeah. I ran out of ideas. I ran out of things to say. What are we
Oh,
doing?
dude, there's too much. I mean, yeah, let her rip. If you have any other questions,
What are
I
you
know.
doing? What are you doing today?
Oh, today phone calls. I have to talk to a couple companies. I got to get some more product in. Not saying like just like hot sauce stuff, but Daddy got to stay busy. I've been trying to work up another product for quite some time, quite a few years that I've just not had the best packaging for. So I got to talk to a couple people to try to finalize that because Daddy wants to bring some new product to Albuquerque. I want to
Wait,
bring something cool.
is it hot sauce still, or like a different kind of thing that you're talking about?
Not a hot sauce at all, but a very similar product. And people I think are gonna really dig it. But I just
Ooh.
want to bring something new because I can't bring Smokey J
Is
to
this an exclusive
Albuquerque.
thing that we're getting here? Is this like an exclusive like
This
tease?
this
What's
is this
happening?
is a big tease. This is gonna be
Ooh.
something that you can use like hot sauce and put on damn near everything. But just
Mm.
I think like the aesthetics, the packaging, and the convenience of this is gonna be bomb. I'm
Oh, dude,
very, very stoked.
I'm at the edge of my fucking seat. You're always so you're a tease. You're always doing this thing, and I'm like, fucking just drop it.
Well, I mean, I tease a little bit. You keep things straight secret, and then you just drop it on the table like hard. You're like, "Oh yeah, I was doing this thing on TV with these big peeps," and I'm just like, "My boy's busy, man."
Yeah, you know.
I know you got some shit up your sleeve, and you're not saying it, are you?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore what's what. To me, it all just feels like work in the end. Sam, can I tell you something? I was thinking, what if I just like sell the company? What if I just like sell the entire line? What if I just like get rid of it, and then get
Focus
I
on
could
co-packing, or
yeah, move more into the co-packing side. And in the meantime, I would also like to do like this. Like imagine being able to offer this as a service now. You're an entrepreneur and you sell this idea that you create companies. And literally, if you give me like 6 months, I could start an entire new company and go from creating sauces, registering stuff, FDA approval, like all that other stuff, and putting you in a fucking shelf in Whole Foods.
I mean, people would
That's
be
a solid gig.
down for that. It's just if you just want to be straight production, or do you just want to like have a brand, And there's pros and cons with both. There's no negatives one way or the other. It's just what kind of dude you want to be,
Yeah, I don't plan on doing it. I'm just like saying,
Yeah.
like, it just a random idea that came into my head right now. Like, I was like, what do I do? And I don't know. Oh, now I'm thinking about it. What the fuck? Anyway,
I mean,
yo,
it's like with co-packing stuff, I think that's going really good for
that
you.
is
I
going
know.
really well. Like, I want to continue doing the co-packing bit, and like, we keep getting like more and more clients in the city, and it's like we're busy boys. So
Well, it's like if people that are listening, it's like, dude, like having your own facility like Rowdy does in a big major city, that's huge. And to just have a big facility and be like, oh, I'm gonna make a couple hundred bottles of hot sauce is unrealistic. So I mean, yeah, like the co-packing stuff is a huge opportunity that seems like he's crushing at. So I think like you kind of need it. It just really comes to if that is cutting in on the time to make your own product, and if it's just not fulfilling. I mean, I love cooking. I love
I
making
love it
stuff.
too.
Like if I had a big facility, I could easily see me getting more joy out of just continually making new stuff more than replicating stuff. So that could be a thing. I don't know. Curious what comes at you. I mean, do you think within this next year you're going to strongly go one way or the other?
No, I don't think so. My plans are actually to like heavily just like dive even deeper into fire for a little bit, and also the hot boxes. Well, more like hot box, and then through hot box do more fire stuff. But we'll see. But dude, for now, it's 10:15. I want to drop this in like 15 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Samuel, where can they find you?
Heatness.com,
Okay, no,
heatness.com,
wait.
heatness.com, Smokey
Stop.
J.
We have to do it the hot one style. Sam, this camera. Tell the people what you have going on.
Well, your boy's busy. His dad got on that hot thing. Season 23, new episode coming out this Thursday. Check it out. But yeah, dude, just keep on grinding. samsauce.com. You can only get Smokey J for the next few months on heatness.com. And dude, keep fucking shit up, boys and girls. What about you, Roddy?
Keep fucking shit up, boys and girls. I love that. That's a new motto. Put that on a shirt and then send it to us. You can find me at fire.co or firehouseholds.com. And just, yeah, follow us on Instagram at Spill the Sauce Podcast. And yeah, Sam on Instagram and Sam Hate with, yeah, whatever. Just do the stuff. Bing, bum, bada bung. This one goes live right now. Ka-chung.